I think it's July of 2021. My man Hippie. Let's see. Hopefully this link works this time with no access issues. For this mix, I kept it pure as possible using only the raw tracks provided, although I do not believe I reached the caliber of your mix. No problem. I hope that it still comes out as grungy, dirty, and having that early 90s cassette-like hi-fi. Yeah, that's what I go for with this band. Let's check it out. Ooh. Excellent clarity, man. Right off the bat, I could tell. Great job. My man Hippie's got some chops. So Hippie, everything is sounding killer. Really impressed with the overall. Right away from that first hit, I could tell the clarity is there and the overall balance is there, and it has that professional gloss, right? The only thing I would say is the snare still sounds a little raw to my ears, so I would, either smack it a little harder, or maybe carve out some of that boxiness that's naturally there. Again, these samples that were in that track were recorded in the studio. They're not Slate samples that are already pre-EQ'd and high-end boosted 13 dB. They're very, 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 very bland at the source because they are a raw source. So you have to really make sure you carve out some of that mid-range that's not too palatable to the ear, right? Obviously, that's all subjective, but what this mix sounded like to me was a really sick mix, killer guitar tone, killer balance, killer clarity, but with a very, very lo-fi snare. And, there's a quote, I don't remember what mixer said this, but I've heard this is a very common saying. There are the two most important components to any mix, whether it's rock or pop, pretty much any mix, is your vocal and your snare drum. So vocals were nailed, guitar tones were nailed, all that stuff is nailed. With the snare drum, I think you could have polished up. I would say focus in on that for the next one, but overall, man, super impressed. Great job. Great job. Okay, our next mix here comes from